In this tale, Tess Marshall finds the keys to the house she reserved online are gone when she gets there. When she calls the booking agent, she only gets a voicemail. Keith, who is also renting the house, is there when she gets back. After apologizing, Keith shows Tess her reservation confirmation and invites her in. Being in the same home with a stranger makes Tess uneasy. When she looks for a hotel, she discovers that it is completely booked for the night. Keith offers to let her use the bedroom and advises that she spend the night at the residence. During their informal conversations, Keith grows fond of Tess at night. He groans in his sleep, and Tess awakens to the creaky sound of the door opening. He rejects her request for assistance when she awakens him up. After locking the door, Tess returns to her slumber. She discovers a note from Keith in the morning, claiming that he had a good time spending the night with her. She discovers that, save from the house she rented, every home in the area is deserted and in ruins. Tess disregards the warning sign and goes to an interview even though she and Keith are staying in a Detroit home. Catherine James welcomes her and cautions her against remaining in a safe area. After locking herself inside, Tess attempts to contact emergency services, but they are unable to assist her. She goes to the basement to obtain new toilet paper after realizing that the one upstairs has run out. The door automatically shuts behind her when she gets back, trapping her inside. In the basement, she discovers a rope that leads to a gloomy door. She then investigates the hallways and finds a little chamber with dried blood, a bucket, and an antique camera. She panics and flees after Keith shows up to save her. Tess finds a number of rusting cages and a scared Keith who says he was bitten. A terrifying naked humanoid thing interrupts their argument over the best route out, killing Keith's head. In the following scene, a successful Hollywood actor named A.J. Gilbride is called by his co-workers over his suspected sexual misconduct against an actress. In order to sell one of his properties, the identical Brightmoor home, he goes to Detroit. Enraged by the scenario, A.J. discovers Tess's car parked in front of the house with her and Keith's possessions strewn all over the place. In the narrative, A.J., a former co-star, finds his co-star Keith a laptop and car keys after he harasses him. He finds a concealed entrance and a bed in the camera while looking for the intruders in the basement. Although AJ is afraid of the cages, he is attracted by the prospect of raising the value of his property. He chooses to let it go after finding a chamber with an awful stench. A beast emerges in front of him as he continues running through the tunnel. AJ and Tess plunge into a pit in terror. Frank, the house's original owner, is leaving his house in the following scenario, which is set in the 1980s. When Frank returns home after posing as a city electrician to check for power shortages, he discovers the creature's scream. The monster shows up and offers them a baby bottle, but Tess tells AJ to remain composed and not agitated. The creature comes up to AJ and starts talking to him like a baby before grabbing him by the legs and leaving Tess in the hole alone herself. While Tess flees through a basement window, the mother makes AJ breastfeed. She is pursued by the beast, and a homeless man who has previously pursued her helps her. The homeless people in the vicinity were already aware of the creature, which is thought to search for Tess at night. While Tess calls for assistance from a local gas station, AJ finds an elderly guy laying in the basement. She persuades the police to visit the house in order to save AJ, but they reject her as a drug addict. After finding a number of tape recordings including the names of different women, AJ chooses to play one. The recordings show AJ screaming at Frank and the sound of a lady being raped. Tess smashes the window of the house to retrieve the shies, and Frank ends his own life. They locate the homeless man's home, and the creature is no longer tethered to the vehicle. According to the man, the residence had been occupied for more than 40 years by a serial rapist who held women captive. The mother shows up and tears off the man's limbs, and the creature never leaves the house. Tess tries to flee as the creature tries to save her. The young woman pulls the shot when the thing snatches AJ by the neck and splits his head in two.